New Zealand Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern putting into effect forced vaccinations for health workers and educators. Before I get into this report, if this is your first time here at ICE Enterprises, subscribe down there below. Just hit the notification because you don't want to miss any of the new reports. So, Jacinda Ardern of New Zealand, following suit with the rest of the globalists, will they ever learn? We all know what happened to Gladys Berejiklian of Australia. The people have spoken, and they collectively reject this across the English-speaking nations. And as you know, ICE Enterprises supports our brothers in arms across this war. Take a listen.
Share decisions made by Cabinet to strengthen our COVID response through the use of mandatory vaccination for large parts of the education and health workforce in order to protect vulnerable New Zealanders. At the conclusion of the brief, we'll then bring up Dr. Ashley Bloomfield, who is once again available to everyone to answer questions based on alert level decisions made by Cabinet today. It will be clear to everyone that New Zealand is at one of the trickiest and most challenging moments in the COVID-19 pandemic so far. However, there is a clear path forward over the coming months in which New Zealanders should be able to move to living with fewer restrictions and more freedoms as a result of higher levels of vaccination. In fact, we've now surpassed the United States, Australia and Germany on first doses and are fast approaching countries considered vaccination leaders. In fact, last week nearly 500,000 vaccine doses were administered, including 115,000 first doses, and a record number of Māori turned out for vaccinations. But we are not there yet. And over the next few weeks, while we lift those levels of vaccination for everyone, we need to maintain restrictions to stop the virus from spreading both in Auckland and to other parts of the country. This week, there are two things we're going to do to drive those vaccination rates up. The first is Super Saturday, where across the country we'll be pulling out the stops to increase vaccination rates. It is also an opportunity to get your second vaccine if you're more than 3 weeks since your first. Getting fully vaccinated as soon as possible means we can be in a stronger position to ease restrictions. The second thing we are doing to strengthen our response is to make vaccination mandatory for large numbers of our health and our education workforces. This is a decision that has been made by Cabinet today. Minister Hipkins will provide more details very shortly.
So there you go again. We'll see what happens. We'll follow this story very closely and we'll give you the latest on that. But we wanted to report what's going on in this war. So that's Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern of New Zealand. From ICE Enterprises, I'm ICE. Have a great night. Before you go, if you get a chance, check out these videos here that I did in political activism. I think you'll really enjoy them.